table topper coming into week 4. And Littler with work to do after a quarter-final defeat, 2 semi-final losses so far. But we talked about that Euro Tour title over the weekend. So what can he deliver here in the Premier League tonight against Jonny Clayton, who is enjoying a brilliant return to this event. A winner last week in Glasgow, and he has yet to lose in the quarter-finals. He starts the night top on 9 points, but can he add any more? Well, you might have noticed the past couple of weeks that one of Jonny's best friends and part of our family here at Sky Sports Darts, Mark Webster, has been absent. He is currently undergoing treatment and won't be part of our coverage for a little while. Webby, I know you're watching. We love you very much, and we will see you when you return. In comms for our first match tonight, I'll hand you over to Laura Turner and Dan Dawson.
Yes, thank you very much. The comms box echoing those statements from Emma about Webby, our good friend and colleague. And he's fine, he's just texted. I asked him to give me some punditry I could chuck in, and he was glowingly complimentary about our MC. So everything's great. Let's get this underway then here in Belfast. The table topper for the last 2 years versus the ferret who leads the pack right now.
85. $125.
3 darts and a gun from Luke Littler to start this match off.
You were out over in Poland recently, and he really was sublime, wasn't he, Luke Littler? Was excellent from the very start to the finish, and even to find that 9 darter from Jan van Veen in the final.
140.
Yeah, the finishing from Littler was unreal. It took him pretty much a day and a half to miss a dart at double. And he said he needed that title. Let's see if it's the platform for him to go and claim a first nightly win in the Premier League this year. 155 for Clayton. Can't get it started.
99. 156.
Yeah, the 156 not going to go for Luke Littler, so Jonny Clayton.
128. Jonny require 56.
Back for an opening hole to throw.
That'll do it for the ferrets. Nice little 14 darter to start for Jonny Clayton.
And Wayne mentioned it's such an element of Jonny Clayton's game, especially in the Premier League, that we've seen the finishing, the big finishes. We saw the 156 to win it last week, a handful of 1-2-1s, but even those kind of smaller finishing, they're the bread and butter of dart players to get across the line, and Jonny Clayton's been excellent.
Wayne mentioned it earlier about Littler running at 33% at the doubles, as he fires in the first 180 of the night. Jonny Clayton is at 40 doubles so far in the Premier League at 50%. Now, if he carries on doing that, he is going to take those chances, whether it be the big ones, the small ones, the medium-sized ones.
96.
Yeah, I mentioned previously, for Luke Littler, on that very debut campaign here in the Premier League back in 2024, it was here where he got his first weekly win.
Double 10.
73.
Just misses outside, but they're the ones you can afford to miss when your opponent's back in the 200s.
And I think that result last week would have hurt Littler as well, losing to Clayton. No shame in that whatsoever, but to lose 6-1, that's a huge deficit for a player like Luke Littler.
No score. Jonny require 156.
Now then, Jonny. Double 18 for a 156, and it's a monster! Jonny the Ferret Clayton racing into a 2-0 lead.
Well, we mentioned the finishing of Jonny Clayton, and it's just personified. Kicks off the leg with a 45, defies a 180. It's 4 missed darts for the leg for Luke Littler, and just pings out a casual 156. It's very Clayton-esque at the moment.
He did for a long while have a habit, Jonny Clayton, of raising his game whenever he played Michael Van Gerwen. Now, he might not have been beating everybody in the world of darts, like MVG was at the time, but he just seemed to find a way of firing in enormous performances against the world's best player at the time. And he has done it to Littler notably at the World Masters.
56.
Incredible victory on his way to the final there last year. And this is looking good for a potential 3-0 lead for Jonny Clayton.
One element, I think, with Jonny Clayton as well, you look back at the last 3 weeks, is his ability to negotiate a quarter-final. From any position, he was 4-0 down against Stephen Bunting and then just found levels that perhaps I haven't seen from him for quite some time. The quarter-finals seems to be more than negotiable enough for Clayton.
And when you quarter-final every week, you will be going to the O2.
Jonny require 80.
Work his way up. And he works his way up expertly, and it is 100% on the doubles for Jonny the Ferret Clayton, 3-0.
134.
And again, it's the second consecutive week. Littler finds himself in trouble, and it's just now what he can respond.
46.
Well, it is still very early days in the Premier League, even though by the end of tonight we're a quarter away through the league phase. A second 180 for Luke Littler. And if he were to lose this to Jonny Clayton, then I'm sure there's some people going, oh, maybe it's not going to be like the last couple of years. I don't think there's any need to panic for Luke the New. 8 weeks into his first year in the Premier League, he wasn't even in the top 4. He ended up top.
Yeah, as you say, just the way the points work, there is plenty of time to get yourself back into it. It's just he comes with such a weight of expectation. Obviously, the world #1, back-to-back world champion, and we just expect big things every time he steps on the stage.
10 for double 10.
67.
Well, he can do what he wants, but he's not usually one for splitting the double 15. It's a double that he likes.
Yeah, one of the only players that actually goes out of his way pretty much to make sure he finishes on a double 15 if he's on the back end of a 9.
Eventually, Luke Littler pins that double 10 to get his first leg on the board.
And this leg could really be a bit of a game changer if Littler can find a way of breaking. He'll be on throw and could level it back up at 3 apiece, but the alternative is facing a being 4-1 down.
96.
He's still going to have to find another break to win the game, but you're never safe. No lead is safe with Luke Littler. How many times did you see him at the match play surrender a seemingly enormous advantage at the start of the game, only to find himself level seemingly minutes later?
Yeah, that semi-final with Josh Rock, 5-0 down at the break, and it's one of the most exceptional matches. I remember being there and watching that. I was just couldn't take your eyes off it.
100.
Well, that's why he started on the 18s. Single followed by 2 treble 20s gets him within finishing range.
130.
A bit of a grimace on that second dart for Clayton. 167, not going for Littler, so 86 for Clayton to stretch this lead by 3 legs once again.
86.
Had the marker stayed in the treble 20, Luke Littler. That's not a good one. Treble 15 for tops, treble 19 for double 14. Gets the treble. And Jonny Clayton misses his first dart at double. Now Littler got the treble, he's left single to double. Double 10. And he's hitting it now.
There is the first breaker throw for Luke Littler.
Jonny Clayton missing a dart for a 4-1 lead, and had he taken it, this might be looking a much more straightforward assignment. But to be 4-1 up, he would have had to have been perfect on the doubles. That's the kind of situations that Luke Littler puts you in. You can beat him, but you have to take your chances, and you might have to take all of them.
Yeah, as you say, it's just the one slip on the outer ring for Jonny Clayton, but could prove costly in the end. As Littler looks full of focus.
140. 54. Looking to call 121.
Looks like he's got such a lead here that it won't matter. But this could change things. That does change things. The first 180 for Jonny Clayton leaves him on a one treble combo. Now, Luke, can he tidy this up? One dart at tops.
46. Jonny requires
Well,
108.
we've seen the 156 from Clayton. Can he add the 108?
And Shanghai in the 18s and couldn't find it, and
Looking to acquire 20.
ends up staying there for reasons that elude me. And Luke Littler is not having much fun on double 10 tonight. And Jonny Clayton, you left it, you now have to hit it. He's going to split it. And he hits it as well, and that might be the moment that proves decisive.
Yeah, absolutely. Luke Littler missed 4 darts at double 10 in leg 2. He's just missed 4 darts again in leg 6. He's been punished on both occasions by Jonny Clayton.
Fun little deflection. Jonny Clayton does get some of the maddest deflections in the sport. He's a player who's managed to hit a 174 by accident because 2 treble 20s were hit, and then it's veered off and hit treble 18.
I don't know if it's the accolade that he'd like to be remembered or known for, but hey, if you can pull up a treble 18 going for it, it's okay.
Take an accidental 174 all day long.
95.
Look at this from Jonny Clayton. There are a couple of legs where it just looked like he might be fading and Luke Littler was getting on top of him. But those missed darts at double from Littler, and now all of a sudden Jonny Clayton's on a potential 11-darter on throw.
Jonny require 84.
Double 12. Double 6. A couple of misses from Clayton.
167.
But it's a wild attempt for the treble 20 from the nuke.
45. Jonny
Double 3,
requires
not a
6.
given. Going straight for it.
Yes, on some play,
But no problem for Jonny Clayton, who goes within 1 of victory with the back-to-back weekly wins over the nuke Littler.
97.
Jonny Clayton, the table topper right now. It is in his hands to make sure he is still in the #1 spot come the end of the night.
43.
And if he is, you can guarantee that Luke Littler is not going to be in those top 4.
174.
And the one thing that stands out in terms of the stats so far, and it's something that Wayne mentioned previously, that 140 hitting from Jonny Clayton. It's an element of his game that he does so well when he's on form. That is what you see from him.
100.
It's another 180. It's not one that gets him within finishing range. Luke Littler for the 170. Can't get it started. And if he doesn't take a big chunk out of this, and the crowd are getting to him, and he's going to laugh it off, and it's probably the best way of dealing with it. But this is what pressure does to people. Luke Littler 5-2 up, probably ignores that, gets on with it.
Jonny's definitely getting on with the job in hand.
140.
140, number 9, and you feel this 112 for Littler may have to go.
Needs a single. Gets it. It's another dart at double for Littler. And this one he takes. Nothing to worry about. Calm down, everyone. Still needs to win the next 3 legs. 2 of them against the throw, against the Jonny Clayton, who's averaging 98 and hitting most of his darts at double.
Yeah, something you do see from Littler on occasion, just goes over to the crowd, calm down, this is fine, I've got this.
96.
And he's often right. He has. Tonight, he may not.
59.
So far in this Premier League, Luke Littler has won one game in which he had to survive match darts against Luke Humphries. The other 2 points he got was the walkover he got last week against Michael van Gerwen. Of course, it isn't panic stations. He won the Euro Tour at the weekend. It wasn't just a win, it was a brilliant win. Nobody got close to beating. Averaged more than 105 for the tournament. It was magnificent. But it's not quite clicked in the Premier League for him as yet.
Well, yeah, you look at 2026 already, you know, retains the World Championship, wins the Masters. He's won out in Saudi, as you mentioned there, Poland. Haven't seen him on the Pro Tour yet, but the diary is busy, and I understand you do try and manage it, but as you say, it's just the Premier League where things just haven't gone to plan.
He could yet dig himself out of this hole in this game. He has got a shot to break Clayton and get one of the 3 remaining legs in this game. He's going to have to get all of them. And Clayton, what are you going to leave? Double 2? No, he's going to come down. Oh, what a setup from Jonny Clayton. The throwing, even the counting on point for the ferret. And he's going to get match darts.
56.
Jonny Clayton has been better than Luke Littler, and it's mainly down to the doubles. He just needs one more. And Jonny Clayton beats Littler in the Premier League for the 2nd week running. Littler let down by his doubling. Jonny Clayton merciless in punishing him. The table topper is the first man through to the semi-finals, and we're about to find out whom he will face there. It'll be Stephen Bunting versus cool hand Luke Humphries, and we've spoken to both of them backstage.
Well, Stephen, welcome to Belfast. We know it's been a